Welcome back to Whiskey 411. Today we're talking about Glenfiddich 12. Now, Glenfiddich is a company owned by William Grant and Sons. It was founded in 1887, and this is a single malt scotch from the Speyside region. It's aged in ex-bourbon casks and Oloroso sherry casks, then blended together and made into what we have here. It's 40% ABV or 80 proof, and it runs between $40 and $60 depending on where you're at. So let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and get this poured. There we go. All right, so on the color you can see it's this kind of pale straw color. It's nothing really rich or deep on the color, but a nice little identifying characteristic. Got a little bit of legs, a little oily there, which is nice. So the first thing I get on the nose is this wine and fruit characteristic. Very reminiscent of an apple cider, though maybe not exactly that smell. There's a hint of vanilla and malt in there. And just a touch of citrus as well. So quite a bit going on for something this low of proof, which I really, really like. Now, this particular whiskey is on my list of top 10 whiskeys for beginners because it's so approachable and there's actually a lot going on in there for the price. It's also one of the more affordable single malt scotches that you're going to be able to find that has a really nice flavor profile, to me. So on the palate, first thing you get is this little sweet note and this just little hint of a sour note. Not maybe not sour. Kind of. Yeah, no, it's on the sour side. There's a bit of malt. It starts out a little bit thin, but it does have a certain richness to the flavor at least. Just on the palate, it tastes thin, or feels thin, I should say. Excuse me. There's that malt. Mm. Definitely the fruit and the wine come through. That Oloroso definitely has an influence in the flavor profile. But there's some other fruits going on that I can't quite describe at this, this quickly. I could sit here with this for a few minutes and enjoy it, for sure. So it starts out sweet, goes into this kind of a slightly sharp, little alcoholic hint to it. Got a little bit of bite, and it does turn into a relatively dry and slightly sharp finish, a little astringent. Not bad, but definitely something to be aware of as you're going into it. All right, let's go ahead and proof this down just a little bit and see what we find. Now, a lot of people will tell you don't proof down below 40%. It's just not going to be good, so on and so forth. I don't think that's true. In fact, oftentimes when blending, you'll find that distillers may proof down to 25 or 30% just to see what they're seeing. So we'll go ahead and add about 4 drops of water to about roughly 3/4 of an ounce of whiskey. It didn't do a lot to the nose. Maybe tamped down the wine a little bit, balanced it a little bit more, made it a little smoother on the nose profile. Instead of having a little bit more peaks, it's a little more leveled off. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So in this case, it actually took a lot of the alcohol astringency away, and it also took away that slightly sharp bite. Now it's quite a bit actually smoother, and it's got this sweetness that just kind of carries through the whole taste. The fruit and the wine still come through. You definitely get the sherry. The sherry is unmistakable in there. The malt is still there. It's vanillas, things like that. It's actually really, really not bad, proof down a little bit. Let's go ahead and add just a few more drops and see what happens. So 4 drops again. A little swirl here. The nose opened up a bit more. Getting sort of a caramel and toffee kind of vibe going on. Okay, it definitely thinned it down a bit more. But it did bring out those caramel and toffee notes, almost a butterscotch kind of feel. Oddly enough, it makes it feel a little less thin on the palate. It gives it a little more creamy texture, which is kind of unusual to me. It's kind of weird, but I like it. All in all, perfectly enjoyable dram. There must be a reason I put it on my list. So, at any rate, I want to thank you guys for joining me. As always, click like, click subscribe, tell your friends to join and watch the videos. If you're interested, join us on Facebook at Whiskey411. We've got a wonderful group there, and we're doing amazing things. So I hope you guys are having a great week. We'll have more reviews coming to you soon, more video content coming out. And in between now and then, here's to good friends, good times, and good whiskey. Cheers.